means. I just thought, I wasn't going to do a review. I don't need to do previews and reviews of pre-season games. I'm big enough to appreciate, they don't mean much. And, it's more about fitness and trying out new ideas. But by the time you get to the last pre-season friendly, you'd like to think that the manager has sort of got an idea, and we look fit. We look like we've got some sort of plan and the way we play football. That today was humbling. And listen, this is not going to be a review of the game. I'm not going to sit and go over the goals like I will, next week when it's West Ham Bournemouth. Yeah, it's worrying. It is worrying, and people will go, "Oh, Luke, you're jumping on it. It's pre-season. I've never known anyone get worried about pre-season." And everyone throws the Everton Grant one at you. We won every game, and then we got relegated. Blah 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 blah. It's just nothing's changed though. There doesn't seem to be any difference in our style of play. The midfield is just non-existent, absolutely non-existent. We really got humbled, absolutely humbled today. And this shows, this is a lot of that team is what Tim Steiden has identified and put together with Xabi Alonso to play this new, progressive football. Every player on that pitch was comfortable on the ball for them. They had pace, they had runners, they had energy. That is what we can become if Steiden's trusted. But this Steiden is not going to get that chance with Moyes still there, obviously, because Moyes keeps vetoing the players. And with a manager that doesn't want to play the way that a Steiden team wants to play. Like I say, that is a lot of that team is what Steiden put together. And they weren't bad, were they? They're a bloody good team. I'm not trying to sit here and act, because I know someone will say in the comments, acting like Steiden's the saviour and the god of football. I'm not saying that, but clearly it doesn't. What Moyes is doing is not right. Yes, we won the Conference League. Yes, it was the best day of my life. Yes, it was fantastic. But I'm talking about Premier League. And if we turn up with the team we've got there at the moment, we're going to really, really find it hard to win football matches. It's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. The persistence of Souček in midfield, even in pre-season, the guy is awful, absolutely awful. And it's all looking towards him being the captain, which means he's undroppable. And it's just, I can't. Listen, I need 2 midfield signings in there. I do. And I'm not saying for the start of the season, I'm just saying by the end of the window. We need, Edson Alvarez looks fairly close. But we need another one. We do. But, Lucas Paqueta needs another midfielder that is comfortable on the ball, passable. I don't know whether this Edson Alvarez is that guy. He seems more of the CDM type. But yeah, there needs to be another one who can pass the ball and he's actually does something with the football. When Antonio come on, again, typical him, just walking around, strolling around. Again, I know it's pre-season and I'm trying not to overreact too much. It's worrying that it's the game before the real stuff starts. We can't go into a season with just him, Ings and Mubama. Mubama did okay today, young boy. There wasn't much he could do in the game, to be fair to him. I thought Downs was poor. I don't think he played very well. It's just worrying. It's just really, really worrying. I see a few comments, guys. You are free to comment on this show, please do. Afternoon, Luke. Shocking, disjointed, and absolutely useless today. Yep. I'm worried. I'm worried, guys. The commentator was awful on YouTube as well. Definitely paid by West Ham. We look good. West Ham have enjoyed a bit of possession where we've popped like 5 passes around the back with no actual, penetration on their front line. Not really any positives to take out of that game, guys, at all. Like I said, we just need some players through the door now. Desperately need some players, need some new energy, players that are, coming in point to prove, running ability, you know, and just fresh, there's something stagnant in that team at the moment where, the players are not really on board with it. I just want Moyes out of my club so badly. I need Moyes and Sullivan out of our club, to be honest with you. Time Right Rescue says worst football in 43 years. And remember, I've always said it, because when people, attack West Ham fans about being, oh, what do you guys want? What do you want? Who give West Ham an entitlement to be a big club and think that there's some big club? That's not what it is. If any of those sort of fans that were really typing when I say about Moyes out and although he's just delivered you a truck, it's not about that. What I want, and I assume most of you guys that are watching this want, is I want a team that's competitive and a team that can, have ambitions of, becoming a team that consistently can challenge for that top 6, top 7. Not saying finish there. No one has a divine right to finish there. I'm not Arsenal Football Club believing that my team deserves to win the league because we've had a hard few years. It's about staying competitive, giving the fans hope, being entertained. At the end of the day, watching sport and watching your team, first and foremost, is I'm meant to actually enjoy it and be entertained. If I'm not going to see my team win anything, which I hadn't up until June, entertain me at least. Give me some pace. Give me some exciting players. Even when we was 4-0 down, I turned it off at one point. I just got annoyed with it. Even at 3-4-0 down, we're still holding this tight shape, and there's no gambling, there's no swashbuckling, turn it on. It's just awful, mate. It's just absolutely awful. Let's see what else we got here. Timed Rescue says the performance has just sucked the life out of me. Sid Broughton says no pace in the team. Lawrence Solomon, some teams just don't like sharing the ball with us. Yeah, I agree with you. Football is an entertainment, just like buying a ticket for a show. Yeah, I know. Nicky usually says it, doesn't he, on West Ham Fan TV? If you went to a show, at the West End, or went to the theatre, and you paid and it was absolute crap, you've got a right to walk out, and also you have a right to say it's bad, and that is bad. That is awful. I want Moyes gone. He needs to go. He ain't gonna go, which is why so many channels and Twitter pages are frustrated at the moment, because I don't see anything improving until he goes and until Sullivan goes, and a new board with fresh ideas and a bit of ambition for at least a few years, with Steeden sort of allowed to do what he wants to do, and a manager that's willing to accept and take on these ideas and try and make West Ham a bit more of a modernised game. And that style of football is dead. It's dead. It's awful. It's awful. It's Allardyce. It's Sean Dyche. It's Tony Pulis. Let's not be, and then you end up getting smashed 4-0 anyway, so you may as well have gone for it. At least if you've gone for it and lose 4-0, you can say, at least we're trying to show some sort of intent. But when you're sitting there not doing anything and still get beat 4-0, it's just, I'm done. I'm so done. I'm not looking forward to next season at all. I'm glad I've got 2 weeks away, actually. Any other football club in England would have sacked Moyes by now. I agree. Hopefully, some positive news in the next couple of days about signing a player. I touched on it a little bit. This is just going to go slightly off tangent a little bit. We touched on Skamaka this morning when I did my little breakfast show. That seems more or less done now. It seems that it is going to be Atlanta. Do you trust West Ham to buy a new striker? Not on your Nelly, mate. Not on your Nelly. Do I trust us to sign a striker? Other names like Dominic Solanke. It must be a joke, but I've even heard names like Jamie Vardy. Are we serious? Are we serious? Come on. Go and put a bid in for Balogun, or go and put a bid in for Jonathan David, and make them, to quote Marlon Brando, make them an offer they can't refuse. Give them what they want. Because we can't be this crap anymore. We got to do something. Tyne says you can't blame Scott. No, you can't, mate, and I don't blame him. But what my fear is now is who's going to replace him. Lawrence says games need boycotting until he's gone. Ain't going to happen though, mate, because we're a glutton for punishment. I cannot watch another season with Antonio up front. I can't watch another season with Antonio up front and Thomas Souček in midfield, because it's just going to be absolute crap. If that is the case, it's going to be absolute crap. And I can't do it. Yeah, like I said, it's not an overreaction, and this is not me saying just because bad result in pre-season, but you've got to look. It's not good. Paqueta is going to be looking for a way out if this continues. Yeah, do you know what? I was thinking exactly the same as I was watching a game. I was watching him, and it's like, this guy's class. He's absolute class, and he must be looking, going, what's going on here? What is going on here? What the hell is going on here? I've never known a time at the club where there is so much wrong all at once. Yeah, mate, I agree. Like I say, guys, it's not a long video. I'm going to wrap it up there. It was just a little quick reaction to what I thought about today's game and where I think we are as a football club going into the start of the season next Saturday. Very, very, very worried. Sid Burton says, glad I walked away that circus 4.5 years ago. Last time I went to any home games. I think there's a lot of fans with you, mate. Anyway, let's hope for some good news in the next couple of days. Like I say, Edson Alvarez hopefully through the door, plus another couple. We need something. We do, desperately. Anyway, coming words, keep believing. Thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined us. And as Brian Patterson said, we look clueless. The attitude first half was awful, as was the shape. And I'm going to leave it there. Coming your words. Keep believing if you can, guys, because it's going to be a bloody long season. Let's go.